It is beautiful to have the opportunity to be an American, but it is also sickening because it's based now these days on a false premise. We, the people, don't have any power. Don't BS me. Don't give me garbage and tell me that I have power over anything, that my vote counts. You stripped me of my vote in 2020, and I'm not holding back on it anymore. I'm not going to sit here and tap dance about, oh, well, maybe it wasn't stolen. It was absolutely stolen. You're not going to sell me otherwise. I'm not stupid. I've always gone on my instinct. I've always gone on my gut. I graduated at the bottom of my high school class, and I skipped out of college a bunch of times. You know what? I take that as a badge of honor because I didn't let some stupid-ass liberals try to suck down my throat the ideology that they believe in that makes them paint their hair pink, put earrings in their friggin' buttocks, and put tattoos on their faces and their necks that make no sense. We are a country that has fallen from grace. We are so far from where we were. And I'm all revved up and I'm all pissed off because you know what? I smell a bunch of things coming. I watched Kamala Harris's press conference yesterday and I sat there and you know what my wife said to me? We're in trouble. My buddy Tom from Chicago, who's a absolute conservative, said, we're in trouble. They're going to make it so she wins. I just wrote about this on the Great American Newsletter yesterday, greatamericannewsletter.com, about how it is that they are going to take Kamala Harris and pitch her up as being the queen, as being somebody who's been a warrior, as being somebody who's been great and who is the best ambassador for what America is all about. She's a train wreck. She's an absolute insult to my intelligence. She's an embarrassment on the national stage. God only knows how it is that she got to the top, but I don't want to know about it. All I know is that she shouldn't be there. She's going to be placed in as the presidential nominee, and not one single Democrat voted for her. We've got a guy in Donald J. Trump who gave almost up everything that he had as a rich and famous, successful businessman, playing golf every single day, going to the best parties, not having to worry about having a detail of security. So this way he could try to make America great again. And they try to put a bullet in his head. And so in the same way that I absolutely knew that the vaccine wasn't going to work, in the same way that I knew that the whole thing was a scam, that you had to stay 6 feet away from somebody, wash your hands continuously throughout the day, go into a freaking shopping mart with plastic around your head, wear a diaper on your face. They try to jam this jab into your body, which basically was just like gasoline out of a tube. I knew it was BS then. I knew the election was BS. And you know what else I know it's total BS? This inept woman who is absolutely as far left as you can get. That's why she's such a DEI lover. Oh, we're going to put the Secret Service with 30% of women. Let me tell you something. I got 2 daughters and I'm married to the same woman I've been with since ninth grade. I am not a chauvinist. I believe in equal rights for everybody, but I don't want a 5'2" little tiny soccer mom protecting my president in the middle of a field in Pennsylvania. Give me some 6'5" guys who can kick some ass on a call, not some woman who can't find a holster. She should be baking cookies and taking her kids to the freaking lacrosse practice. Not trying to defend Trump. What do I do? What do you do? You resign. We've got the Secret Service 9 days. 9 days. I mean, God created the earth in 7. 9 days. She can't tell anybody anything about what took place in Pennsylvania 9 days ago, other than, oh yeah, well, I'm responsible. I take the hit. Well, why don't you resign? I'm not going to resign. I'm the best person for the job. If you're the best person for the job, we should fold up tent now and just put a freaking Russian flag on the West Coast and a Chinese flag on the East Coast and give Iran our nuclear codes, because we're screwed. We don't have a freaking chance, not a snowball's chance in hell. If that woman, if that liberal, crazy DEI woman is the best thing we've got for the Secret Service, we are FUCKED. I'm livid. I'm so insulted. How dare you get up on a dais? How dare you get up there and tell me you don't know what the freaking timeline is of a guy who's 78 years old who went up on stage in the middle of freaking stick country and stands there and almost gets shot in the head if it was not for the hand of God moving his head just an inch. How do you tell me that? How do you have the balls to tell me that? How do you not know who the people were on the site that day? How do you not have any video recordings? How did you not have anybody up on a water tower, which gives you the best perch in the world? How do you not put anybody on a roof and then lie to me that it's sloped? Sloped. The only thing that's crooked here is the United States government. And we're all tired of it. And there's no more pussyfooting around. We got to call it out like it is. They tried to kill that man. They tried to kill him because they hate him. They tried to kill him because they know that if he takes over, as he should have never have given up for the in the first place, we should be talking right now. This conversation, this podcast right now should be doing an analysis as who's got the better chance to win, Gavin Newsom or Ron DeSantis? Because that's what 2024 should be. 2024 should be Ron DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom, and Donald Trump has given up after 8 years the keys over to one of the two. But we're not talking about that. We're sitting here wondering whether or not the polls are going to wind up tightening and Kamala Harris is going to pull out a magic act on November 5. And the Republicans are just floating around like Mr. Magoo, pretending like everything's just peachy keen. They're going to steal from us again. Damn it. I don't want to hear that you've got a defense for the steal. I want to hear that you're going to steal it for us. It's time to take the gloves off. It's time to take the gloves off. What's our plan? How are we going to steal things? Why, if Joe Biden was shot in the ear in Pennsylvania from some guy wearing a Make America Great Again hat, this world would have stopped spinning. We would have had freaking Secret Service agents would have been right now in Guantanamo Bay. Hearings? There would have been no hearings. There would have been arrests. That chick, Cheadle, she'd be in jail right now. But because it's a Republican, because it's Donald J. Trump, what winds up happening is it's turned a blind eye, and we got these stupid little hearings where she gets to sit up there and just say, I don't recall. I don't know. We have an ongoing investigation. We don't know right now. That roof wasn't sloped. A bunch of members of Congress just went to Pennsylvania yesterday and videoed everything. I'm going to stop ranting for a second. We're going to play a little video clip here from a Representative Crane. Listen to what he offers you right now.
We're not close. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took his shot. It's not that steep at all. Just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof. He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see the windows that Secret Service was supposedly in the second floor of this building behind. Makes you wonder why they weren't able to quickly dispatch the individual. And then behind me, back over here where those red roofs are, that's where the stage was set up. That's where the president was giving his speech from. A lot of questions here in Butler, but we look forward to doing oversight and getting to the bottom of it and making sure it never happens again.
So basically, a 70-year-old man gets up on that roof with no problem whatsoever. We've got all these different windows that the Secret Service was supposed to be taking over and watching through. How did they not see that man? This is not a form of incompetence. If a gun had jammed If a guy fell asleep on the job, if he shot the wrong person, if one guy left the door open or inadvertently left a ladder up on the side because he just screwed up, it was too hot, he hadn't eaten, or God knows he was just an assassin himself, I would have bought the story. But you can't buy this story because every single last thing fell down. This is not ineptness. This is by design. If it looks like a snake and it moves like a snake and it hisses like a snake, it's a snake. This is no doubt in my mind an inside job. There's no doubt in my mind. The only thing that went wrong is they missed him because God twisted his head. That's it. That's the only reason why. This was a mafia hit where they tried to make it look like the mafia, like John Gotti was some 20-year-old hick from the sticks. That's not the case. You don't take one of the most prestigious agencies in the world, the Secret Service, and have them look like the Keystone Cops with the DEI leader. And if you're wondering how it is she got her job, it's the same reason why Biden got his job, because he's dumb and he's easy to puppet. And it's the same reason why Kamala's going to get her job, because she's easy to puppet. This DEI woman, she can't find her ass with both hands. That's why they want her in the top spot. She thinks she earned it. She thinks she really deserves it. She couldn't lead a PTA meeting. I wouldn't trust her guarding the cookies from Denny's dog. That woman sat up there yesterday and basically gave you and me the middle finger. We're going to play a quick clip here from Representative Comer interviewing her, asking her questions about the sloped roof. She can't give a damn answer. Play it.
Day of the attempted assassination and leading up to that day. Let's start with the building that the shooter used to shoot President Trump from. At any point Saturday, did the Secret Service have an agent on top of that roof?
Sir, I'm sure, as you can imagine, that we are just 9 days out from this incident, and there's still an ongoing investigation. And so I want to make sure that any information that we are providing to you is factual.
You can't, okay. Why did the Secret Service not, can you answer why the Secret Service didn't place a single agent on the roof?
We are still looking into the advanced process and the decisions that were made.
Well, okay. Wasn't that building within the perimeter that should be secured? Do we agree with that?
The building was outside of the perimeter on the day of the visit. But again, that is one of the things that during the investigation we want to take a look at and determine whether or not other decisions should have been made.
One of the things that you said, I believe in an interview, that there wasn't an agent on the roof because it was a sloped roof. Is that normal? And do you fear that immediately creates an opportunity for future would-be assassins to look for a slanted roof? I mean, this is a huge question that every American has. Why wasn't a Secret Service agent on the roof? And there have been reports that agents were supposed to be on the roof, but it was hot that day and they didn't want to be on the roof. Can you answer any of those questions, Director?
So I appreciate you asking me that question, Chairman. I should have been more clear in my answer when I spoke about where we placed personnel in that interview. What I can tell you is that there was a plan in place to provide overwatch, and we are still looking into responsibilities and who was going to provide overwatch. But the Secret Service in general, not speaking specifically to this incident, when we are providing overwatch, whether that be through counter snipers or other technology, prefer to have sterile rooftops.
Did the Secret Service use any drones for surveillance that day?
So again, I'm not going to get into...
We have a choice. I'm talking right now to the Ted Cruzes, the Marco Rubios, even the Ron DeSantises, even though you're not in Congress, but you're still a powerful governor. I'm talking about Abbott. I'm talking about I'm talking J.D. Vance. I'm talking every single last person with power. Every single last AG in this country who is a Republican, conservative, right of the aisle. If we continue to just sit back here and let them use the courts and these hearings to destroy the United States of America. Shame on you. Shame on you. Why do they get away with doing this crap every single time and we get away with nothing? I'm no Steve Bannon fan. I'll be the first one to tell you. I don't give a rat's ass about the guy, but he's in prison right now for contempt of Congress. We've got freaking people on the left who do it all the time. They're never sent anywhere. Why does anybody have a major problem with this? How did we allow it to be where our country is going to allow a presidential candidate, arguably still the president as far as I'm concerned, the leading presumptive man in the entire race? How do we just allow him to be shot, another man killed, 2 other people shot, and pretend as if it was just a bad traffic accident where somebody fell asleep driving the bus? This country is completely out of control. I have a dear friend of mine. He is a legal immigrant. He's been here for 10 years. I saw him yesterday. First time I've seen him since the shooting. I said, "What did you think?" He said, "I am pissed off." And I said, "Why?" He said, "How is it that I came to this country trying to run from another country where that kind of stuff would be acceptable? How do I come here and this is what I'm seeing?" It's an atrocity. If we do not stop this sort of crap now, we will be the next empire to fall. We are going to end this podcast today with a 5-minute video of Representative, what's her last name again?
Mace.
Representative Mace giving a 5-minute grilling to the Secret Service director. You've probably seen this already, or you've seen that little bite of it because she uses a profanity. But you listen to the full 5 minutes of that, and you tell me how it is that this isn't an inside job, that this isn't a cover-up. And here's the thing. Nobody's ever going to admit to it. Nobody's ever going to get to the bottom of it. The news cycle is going to wind up flying into the next thing. We're going to be, where's the answers? Where's the answers? And then it's going to turn back to Joe Biden is going to be stepping down from president. Then it's going to be that Trump is wind up getting his sentencing. Then it's going to be the election. And this is going to get blown off and tucked under the rug. And nothing's ever going to get done. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. You mark my word.
There is reports as of literally right now that Kim Cheadle has resigned.
Really?
Yes. Benny Johnson breaking. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle has resigned. Oversight Project. She just sent an email claiming she's stepping down.
No, that's at least good news, but it still doesn't solve the problem. It still doesn't put anything that I just said in a bunker, and it is 100% on the surface. This was not a situation of ineptitude. This was not a situation of just dropping the ball. If we don't go along the lines of, let's investigate this like it's an inside job, it's one of those things, Dennis, where you plan for the worst and you hope for the best. Let's investigate it like it's an inside job. And if we come back and we're wrong, well, we apologize and we say, thank goodness. But if we're right, we save it from happening again. And maybe we could turn the ship on this country, because right now we are a big hot mess.